Good morning, students. Today we have to discuss some problems of miscellaneous exercise of derivatives, because some students has asked some problems of miscellaneous exercise, and so I am discuss here. One is miscellaneous exercise sum number 5. Y is equal to cos inverse x by 2 square root of 2x plus 7. Differentiate this with respect to x. And first of all, we have to suppose this y is equal to cos inverse x by 2 root of x 2x plus 7. Differentiating with respect to x, we get, apply the quotient rule here, square root of 2x plus 7 whole square, it becomes 2x plus 7. In numerator we have root of 2x plus 7 into derivative of cos inverse x by 2, that is minus 1 upon root of 1 minus x square by 4 into derivative of 1 by 2, which is the derivative of this x by 2. Treat this function as the composite function, and minus sign will be there. This numerator as it is, cos inverse x by 2 into derivative of this denominator 2x root of 2x plus 7, that is 1 by 2 root of 2x plus 7 into derivative of 2x plus 7, that is 2. Is it clear? And now we have to simplify this. Take the LCM of this. 1 minus x square by 4, it becomes 4 minus x square by 4, its square root, and this 1 by 2 as it is, minus sign will be there, into root of 2x plus 7 minus cos inverse x by 2, and this 2 cancel with 2, it becomes root of 2x plus 7. And now we have to simplify this. Either we can take LCM and then simplify this, and here when you have to take LCM will be root of 2x plus 7, and this one 4 root of 4 minus x square, and this 2 and square root of 4, that will be cancelled. And when you have to take this LCM, multiply this, it becomes minus of 2x plus 7 minus cos inverse x by 2 root of 4 minus x square, and this root of 2x plus 7 and root of 4 minus x square in the denominator, and root of 2x plus 7 into 2x plus 7, it becomes 2x plus 7 power 3 by 2. That is the answer. But in your book, answer is different. And for this we have to, not taking the LCM, we have to separate this 2 cancel with 2, square root of 4, and it becomes 2x plus 7 root of 2x plus 7 root of 4 minus x square into 2x plus 7. This root of 2x plus 7 cancel with 2x plus 7, and therefore we have the denominator root of 2x plus 7 and minus 1 upon root of 4 minus x square into root of 2x plus 7. And this term cos inverse x by 2 into root of 2x plus 7 into 2x plus 7, it becomes 2x plus 7 power 3 by 2. Next question, sum number 6. Differentiate cotangent inverse square root of 1 plus sin x plus square root of 1 minus sin x upon root of 1 plus sin x minus root of 1 minus sin x. In this question, first of all, we have to simplify this term before doing the derivatives. Here we have to simplify this 1 plus sin x. 1 plus sin x is equal to 1, we have to convert into cos square x by 2 plus sin square x by 2, and this sin x, that is 2 sin x by 2 into cos x by 2. That is the half angle formulas. And therefore it becomes a square plus b square plus 2ab, it becomes cos x by 2 plus sin x by 2 whole square. And 1 minus sin x, this term 1 root of 1 minus sin x, we have to simplify this. 1 minus sin x, the same process, we get cos x by 2 minus sin x by 2 its whole square. and then y is equal to cotangent inverse root of this. This root of 1 plus sin x plus root of 1 minus sin x, root of 1 plus sin x minus root of 1 minus sin x. Substitute these values, it becomes cotangent inverse cos x by 2 plus sin x by 2 whole square its root, and cos x by 2 minus sin x by 2 whole square its root. Like the same term we have to write in the denominator, and now this square cancel with this square root, it becomes cos x by 2 plus sin x by 2 plus cos x by 2 minus sin x by 2 plus cos x by 2 plus sin x by 2 minus of cos x by 2 plus sin of x by 2. And in the numerator we have to cancel this sin x by 2, plus and minus sign will be there, and in denominator cos x by 2 minus cos x by 2. Cancel the like terms, we have cotangent inverse 2 cos x by 2 upon 2 sin x by 2, and therefore it becomes cotangent inverse cotangent of x by 2, that is equal to x by 2. We have this done earlier in inverse trigonometry. This simplify this term, and on simplification we get y is equal to x by 2, and now differentiating with respect to x we get dy by dx is equal to 1 by 2. I hope you understand this. Next problem, sum number 18. If fx is equal to mod x cube, then show that f double dash x exists for all real x and find it. And for this, fx is equal to x cube when x is greater than equal to 0 and minus x cube when x is less than 0. That is according to the definition of modulus function. And now to find f dash x. Double derivative, that means we have to differentiate this function with respect to x 2 times. And now to find f dash x. Because there is a breaking point at 0, therefore we have to check for the left hand derivative and right hand derivative. For the left hand derivative, we have limit x tends to 0 negative fx minus f0 upon x minus 0. And for this, x is less than 0, the function is minus x cube. And f0 is 0, it becomes minus x cube minus 0 by x. And limit x tends to 0 negative. And again on simplification, we get minus x cube by x, that is minus of x square. And when this limit x tends to 0 negative, we get 0. And now the right hand derivative, for the right hand derivative we have limit x tends to 0 positive, fx minus f0 upon x minus 0. And for this 0 positive, that means for right hand derivative when x is greater than 0, the function is x cube, and therefore it becomes limit x tends to 0 positive x cube minus 0 by x. And on simplification we get x square, limit x tends to 0 positive x square, and that is equal to 0. I think you understand. As you see, left hand derivative is equal to right hand derivative. Therefore, f dash x exists and f dash 0 is equal to 0. And therefore, this f dash x, now we have to define this, that is equal to 3x square when x is greater than equal to 0 and minus 3x square when x is less than 0. And now to find f double dash x at x is equal to 0. For the left hand derivative, we have limit x tends to 0 negative f dash x minus f dash 0 upon x minus 0. And f dash x, that is 3x square minus 3x square when x is less than 0. Therefore, we have minus 3x square minus 0 upon x. And on simplification, we get it is equal to 0. And like the same way for the right hand derivative, limit x tends to 0 positive f dash x minus f dash 0 by x minus 0. And for 0 positive, the function is 3x square minus 0 upon x, and therefore on simplification we get 0. It means left hand derivative is equal to right hand derivative is equal to 0. It means f double dash 0 exists and its value is equal to 0. I hope you understand this part. And now for the next part, and now f double dash x, that is equal to 6x, derivative of 3x square, that is equal to 6x when x is greater than equal to 0, and minus 6x when x is less than 0. And for this we have to combine this. We can write 6 into mod of x when x is not equal to 0 and 0 when x is equal to 0. And therefore we have to write this f double dash x is equal to 6 into mod x for every x belongs to real number. I hope you understand this. And now the next example, next question number 19. Using mathematical induction, prove that derivative of x raised to the power n, that is equal to n into x raised to the power n minus 1 for all positive integer n. And we have to this prove by mathematical induction. As you know, in mathematical induction, the first term put n is equal to 1. If it is true, therefore p1 is true. That means here n is equal to 1, therefore it becomes d derivative of x power 1, x power 1. Because n is here 1, then it becomes n into x power 1 minus 1, that is equal to x power 0, that is equal to 1. Therefore, which is true? P1 is true. And next step, suppose that the given statement is true for n is equal to k, and therefore we have to write derivative of x power k is equal to k into x power k minus 1. And then we have to prove the given statement is true for n is equal to k plus 1, and therefore changing this n into k plus 1, it becomes derivative of x power k plus 1 is equal to k plus 1 into x power k. And now to prove this, we have to consider this left hand side, derivative of x power k plus 1, we have to write x power k into x. And now we have to treat this as the product of two functions. Derivative of product of two functions, first function as it is, derivative of x, that is 1, plus second as it is into derivative of x power k. And then derivative of x is 1 and derivative of x power k, using this k into x power k minus 1. Substitute the values. We get x power k into plus k into x power k, and then x power k is common into x plus 1. Therefore, x plus k plus 1 into x power k, that is equal to right hand side of this. And therefore, by PMI, we can say that the given statement is true for all n belongs to n. This is the sum number 19 by mathematical induction. Next question. Using the fact that sine of a plus b is equal to sine a plus b into cos b plus cos a into sine b, and differentiation, obtained the sum formula for cosine. Here we have sine of a plus b, that is equal to sine a cos b plus cos a into sine b. We have to differentiate this with respect to x as the implicit function. That means derivative of sine a plus b, we have to write cos a plus b into derivative of a plus b. Then it becomes dA by dx plus dB by dx. And this right hand side, sine a into cos b, treat this as the product of two functions, first as it is plus derivative of cos b plus cos b as it is into derivative of sine a. And then plus The derivative of cos A into sin B. Also treat this as the product of two functions, cos A as it is into derivative of sin B plus sin B into derivative of cos A. And now in the right hand side, sin A into derivative of cos B. Derivative of cos B is minus sin B into dV by dx plus cos B into derivative of sin A, that is equal to cos A into dA by dx plus cos A into derivative of sin B, that is cos B into dV by dx, sin B minus sin A into dA by dx. And now we have to collect the like terms which contains dA by dx. That is becomes cos A sin B, cos A cos B minus sin A sin B, and collecting the terms containing dB by dx, then it becomes cos A cos B minus sin A sin B, and then we have to take the common cos A cos B minus sin A sin B, then it becomes dA by dx plus dV by dx. In the left hand side we also have cos A plus B into dA by dx plus dV by dx, and therefore we have to cancel both the terms dA by dx, and therefore we get cos A plus B is equal to cos A into cos B minus sin A into sin B. I hope you understand this. Next question. Does there exist a function which is continuous everywhere but not differentiable at exactly 2 points? Justify your answer. Yes. As you know, the modulus function is continuous everywhere but not differentiable, and therefore we have to consider any 2 points. We have to not prove that not differentiable at exactly 2 points. Therefore we have to consider the example mod of x minus 1 plus mod of x minus 2, as we have to done earlier in exercise 5.1. Show that this function is not differentiable and continuity you can check breaking this point at 1 and 1 2, and therefore this function is continuous but not differentiable at x is equal to 1 and 2. Here we have to justify only answer, that's why we have to give the example only. Otherwise, if this question comes, show that fx is equal to mod of x minus 1 plus mod of x minus 2 is continuous everywhere but not differentiable, then redefine the function and check for the continuity and differentiability. Okay, students. And now the next question, miscellaneous exercise sum number 22. Y is equal to determinant of fx, gx, hx, L, M, N, A, B, C. Then prove that dy by dx is equal to determinant of f dash x, g dash x, h dash x, L, M, N, A, B, C. Here the topic, that is the derivative of determinant. We have to treat this as the product rule, derivative of the product rule. That means in this derivative of determinant, this first row as it is, derivative of second and third as it is. Then derivative of second, first and third as it is. Then derivative of third, first and second row as it is, and therefore we get the determinant of derivative of this determinant. And now differentiating with respect to x, here we have to write first and third row as it is and derivative of second, plus here first and second row as it is, derivative of third. Here first derivative of first row, derivative of fx is f dash x, derivative of gx is g dash x, in h dash x, L, M, N, A, B, C, second and third row as it is. What is the derivative of L? Here L, M, N, A, B, C are the constant, and therefore the derivative of L is 0. Derivative of M is 0, derivative of N is 0. And this one, the derivative of A, that is 0, derivative of B is 0, derivative of C is 0. And here third determinant as it is f dash x, g dash x, h dash x, l, m, n, a, b, c, because here f is a function of f, g and h is the function of x. And in this first determinant and second determinant, second row is 0, all the elements of second row is 0, in this all the elements of third row is 0, and therefore its values are 0. We have left only with third determinant, that is f dash x, g dash x, h dash x, l, m, n, a, b, c. I hope you understand this. And now we have the last question, that is sum number 23. Miscellaneous exercise. If y is equal to e power cos inverse x, x is greater than equal to minus 1, less than equal to 1, then show that 1 minus x square d square y upon dx square minus x dy by dx minus a square y is equal to 0. The one method, differentiate this y is equal to e power cos inverse x 2 times and then substitute the values here, you will get the result. But we have to do in a different way. First of all, we have to differentiate y with respect to x. That is e power a cos inverse x. This as it is into derivative of a cos inverse x, that is minus a upon root of 1 minus x square. We have to differentiate this, treating this as e power u, that is e power u into derivative of u. I hope you understand this step. And now multiply this denominator root of 1 minus x square take in the left hand side, then it becomes root of 1 minus x square dy by dx is equal to minus a e power a cos inverse x, and this e power a cos inverse x, that is y, that is given here, and therefore we have to write this right hand side is equal to minus a into y. And now scaling both sides to remove this square root. स्केलिंग मैंने इसलिए किया क्योंकि इसका डेरिवेटिव जो है वो इजी हो जाएगा. आपकी मर्जी है कि अगर आप इसको दोबारा से डिफरेंशिएट करना चाहो तो वो भी कर सकते हो, इसको आप कंपोजिट फंक्शन की तरह से ट्रीट करो. मैंने स्केलिंग की है, स्केलिंग बोथ साइड्स 1 माइनस एक्स स्क्वायर dy by dx whole square is equal to a square y square. Now differentiating again with respect to x, we get this first as it is derivative of dy by dx whole square, that is according to the power whole 2 into dy by dx into d square y by dx square plus dy by dx whole square as it is into derivative of 1 minus x square, that is minus 2x, that is equal to a square which is constant term into derivative of y square, that is 2y into dy by dx. As you see, this 2y dy by dx is common in all the terms, and that's why we have to divide both sides by 2 dy by dx, and therefore it becomes 1 minus x square d square y upon dx square minus x dy by dx is equal to a square y, and this a square y we have to take on the left hand side, and we get the result 1 minus x square into d square y by dx square minus x dy by dx minus a square y is equal to 0. I hope you understand all the problems of miscellaneous exercise. Thanks and have a nice day.